This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, giving you a little bit of the people's eyebrow right there. Answering more questions today for the Power Project, brought to you by howmuchyoubench.net and thepowermagazine.com. We got a question off of Facebook about squatting and having your butt shoot up in the air, and about how a very prolific coach talks about your butt shooting up, and actually how you want your butt to shoot up when you squat. We will get to that in a second, but first let's talk about Carb Nite again. Had a guy write in. He said he lost 85 pounds through doing Carb Nite. He said progress has slowed down a little bit. He's thinking about changing things up, but also because he got himself leaner and got himself in better shape, he's also kind of considering doing carbohydrate backloading. Now, rather than trying to switch to just dumping a bunch of carbohydrates into your system, it'd be a better approach to do it slowly and to do it progressively. So the first order of business would be to, option A would be to have some rice and chicken breast or something along those lines, some sort of carbohydrate type meal after your training session. If you can't get to it quickly or don't have the ability to have it at the gym or whatever, then simply have a post-workout shake. Just Christ, I just got bit by a mosquito right on the ankle. Why do they always get you right there? Right where you can't, all the spots that you can't reach. Oh, Jesus Christ. Standing right next to this thing of grass over here, so they're probably going to eat me alive during this. Anyway, what was I saying? Carb Nite, carb backloading. Bring a post-workout shake with you to the gym. I usually just take about 50 grams of carbohydrates, and it's probably about 75 grams of protein that's in that mix. I mix it up, and I actually have it after I start breaking a sweat. After the main exercise or first two main exercises are done, I start to have the shake, and it's finished by the time I'm finished with my training session. Kind of just sip it progressively throughout. And that seems to work out pretty well for me. Now, sometimes when I come home, I'll have another form of carbohydrate, but normally I don't. Now, you mentioned that you were up to 300 pounds, that you're a former fat kid. You're part of Team Fat Kid at one point. And having said that, having known your history and understanding it, and realizing that you're a couple Twinkies away from being 3 bills again, congratulations on dropping all that weight. You're now down to 220 or so. That's fantastic. But in a horrible turn of events, you could be 240, 250 pretty quickly. So people are fucking retarded. They always think I'm filming them, or they think I'm filming something else, so they stop and they wave and shit. I don't know, but they don't realize that I'm filming myself, the only person I actually really care about and enjoy company with. So anyway, work your carbohydrates back in slowly. Start with one meal only on the training days. On your off days, don't even bother. If you're really dying for a carbohydrate, here's another person trying to stop. People just want to be on part of the Power Project Army, so I'll just film them. I don't understand. There's plenty of room in the road here for them to go wherever they want. But whatever. It's never safe no matter where I stand. Guy yelled at me the other day. Anyway, and I'm trying to do something here for the Power Project Army, and people are hassling me. So maybe you guys can put your foot in their ass for me. Let's see. Okay, so now we got another question. Congratulations on your weight loss. Work your carbohydrates in slowly. And learn what works for you. Sugary carbohydrates might work well for one person, while they might not work well for another. So figure out what you can digest. If you're farting all day and you got acid reflux and you got other problems going on, then you're not going to be digesting your foods very well. So those are some other things to consider. Now, as far as the squat goes, there's a coach out there named Mark Rippetoe who wrote a book called Starting Strength, which, by the way, is a very good book. Has a lot of good information in it. And I was asked a question about how Mark Rippetoe recommends how to squat. and they said that he recommends that you actually do shoot your butt up first, and that allows you to kind of activate your glutes better. I will say this, I won't get into battling it out with any other coach. I have a lot of respect for the coaches out there. You won't hear me do bashings publicly, really. All I can say is this, what does Mark Rippetoe squat? What's his best squat? Or, who does he coach that has a great squat? If you can find multiple people that he coaches that have a great squat, or if he himself has a great squat, then I would say that he would know a ton about squatting. But if he does not, then that would lead me to think something else. So shooting your butt up in a squat is not great advice. Something I did pick up from his book was to have kind of a neutral or downward head position in the squat. I'm unaware of like Mark Rippetoe's teachings. I really don't know, other than seeing his book and seeing some quick video, I can't really judge. Somebody just got murdered back there, I think. It's just a bunch of kids. They're probably dead. Not a big deal. It's hard to judge when you hear 1 minute of what a coach says to somebody. I saw a video of him talking to somebody about deadlifting. He's like, you just bend down, you pick it up. It's that simple. And it's very true. You want to give a lot more advice than that. And I'm sure during his seminar, he probably gave a ton more advice than that. But just seeing it from the outside looking in, it looked like a very quick and easy way to deadlift, when deadlift is actually pretty challenging. It actually does take quite a bit of concentration and quite a bit of form and technique. As you move forward, you'll know that as you start to pull 600, 700, 800 pounds, you'll start to learn more and more about the positions that your body can be in and the positions that your body can't be in. So shooting your butt up during a squat, I don't think is a great idea. The difference between raw squatting and the difference between geared squatting is immense. I'm a geared lifter. That's always something to keep in mind. Many of the people that I work with are geared lifters as well. But I also happen to work with a world record holder in the squat, Stan Efferding. Stan has his own style, but I have assisted him and I have helped him with his squat and have helped him make a lot of progress. I think when I first met him, he was squatting the high 7s. Maybe he squatted around 800, and now he's going to squat 905 at this, I shouldn't say he's going to squat 905, because he's probably going to squat more than that. So anyway, that'll be a question mark for meet day. I don't want to talk too much crap about what's going to go on there. So shooting your butt up during the squat, not recommended, although you might find a little bit more information on that from Mark Rippetoe, and you may find it to be beneficial. What I will say is this also is, never be afraid to try things out. Never be afraid to, Never be afraid to test things out. Never be afraid to test out new ideas and to try them on yourself. The best thing you can do is to get 135 pounds on your back and do some repetitions with it. Do some regular squats. Do some squats the way that Mark Rippetoe mentions. And do some squats in a bunch of other different styles. I'm a big fan of, I don't think I really invented this exercise necessarily, but I have made it a little bit more popular, is to do a squat. I'm trying to get away from the sun now. Sun, mosquitoes, doesn't matter what it is. I'm here for you guys no matter what. Rain or shine. Could be getting bit by mosquitoes. I'm going to be in Atlanta, easy for me to say, this weekend with my boy, Jesse Burdick, doing a seminar. And I'll be shooting more Power Project videos there too. Doesn't matter where I am or what's going on or what time of day it is. Day or night, mosquitoes or not, sunlight or not. It's never a problem. Got to shoot these videos, got to get the message out to the world. So anyway, the squat good morning combo is something I'm a big fan of. You basically, you get the weight on your back and you do one repetition of a squat, do one repetition of a good morning. Go back and forth until you do about 10 to 15 reps or so, or 6 to 8 reps of both, or however it works out. Just make sure you get a couple reps of each in. And you're going to start to learn about body positioning. Once you start to get fatigued and you go to do your squat and it starts to get all shitty, you're going to start to learn about where you need to be in order to produce enough force, or the most amount of force, I should say. You're also going to learn about your hips. You're going to learn about where your hips need to be, how to fire your hips, how to flex your ass, how to get your glutes involved. in a lift. So don't be afraid to try new things. You always hear people talk about having your head straight up when you do a big squat, when you go for a squat. Try having your head down. I've heard Mark Rippetoe recommend looking down at your dick. How do you like that, ladies? Looking down at your dick while you squat. Now, I think that's a little bit drastic, but I kind of look downward when I squat, and it helps me balance things out. I got a mosquito that is just trying to, he's trying to reap the benefits of some of the things in my system, let's say. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. This guy's killing me. Anyway, try that out. Try to do a good morning squat combination. Mix it up. Do a squat, do a good morning, and so on. Learn where your hips should be. Learn how you squat. Learn how you need to squat, because we are all very different. Embrace your fears and follow through at your dreams. And that is it from supertraining.tv.